So because we're at the beginning of a new year, it's officially 2026, so happy new year, by the way. I felt like it'd be very fitting to share with you guys a step-by-step guide on how you can stay consistent this entire year when it comes to your fitness goals. Because if you're someone who literally like January, you start off strong, but then come April, you're falling off track. It's summertime, you're outside, you're not thinking about goals. And then when it comes around to the fall, October, you're like, oh my God, I gotta lock in. And then November, you're like winter arc season. And then you set goals in December going into January, but then you repeat and fall off again when it comes to like the springtime. This video is for you because I'm gonna share with you a realistic and sustainable way to actually follow through with your goals all year long, so that way you're not repeating this vicious cycle of inconsistency. So let's get into it. So step one is no longer thinking in the mindset of goals. And I know this might sound kind of crazy at first because like, what do you mean don't think in the mindset of goals? Like, isn't the whole point is to set a goal and then to achieve the goal? You want to set goals, but you don't want to be so fixated on your goals. Because think about it. If you just set a goal, that doesn't mean you're going to achieve your goals. It's literally like putting in a destination that you need to go to in Google Maps, but then you never leave your house. You actually don't get in your car to go to that location and follow the directions. So what was the whole point of you putting that address into Google Maps? You know what I mean? So if you guys literally set a goal, but then you don't have any action plan behind that goal, your goal is always just gonna be this fairy tale goal that you would love to achieve, but you're never gonna achieve. In order for you guys to actually achieve your goals, you have to have a plan behind it. Your plan needs to consist of daily habits that will compound, so it will add up over time and get you the goal that you want. So for example, the girls who are on a fat loss journey, let's say you wanna lose like 50 pounds. That is the ultimate goal. The plan behind that is going to be, okay, I'm going to be in a caloric deficit of about 500 calories below my maintenance. So that means I'm going to cut out snacking. That means I'm not going to be eating anything after 9:30 p.m. That means I'm going to make sure I get 8K steps every single day. That means I'm going to make sure that I work out 3 times a week weightlifting at the gym. That means I'm going to drink more water and I'm going to cut back on how much juice and soda I drink. These daily habits are actionable things that you can do that down the line will make you lose the 50 pounds. Now for my girls who want to build your glutes, let's say you want to double the size of your glutes because you have a pancake right now. Your goal is double the size of the glutes. The action plan behind that is going to the gym, training legs 2 to 3 times a week, doing progressive load with your training so you're tracking your workouts, hitting your protein goals every single day so you're not missing any meals. You're getting breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even a snack if needed. You're making sure that you're actually eating enough food, not just protein, every single day. And you're also making sure that not only are you getting your protein in, but you're also getting your calories in every single day. Because when it comes to building your glutes, doubling the size of your butt, you need to feed your butt. It's not all just about protein, it's about calories as a whole. So these are the actionable plans that you guys will be doing that will turn into daily and weekly habits where down the line, it's going to get you to that ultimate goal. So this is why step one is all about getting out of the mindset of goals and really just focusing on achieving your daily habits every single day. Because when you focus on those daily habits, it will get you to your goals. Now, if you're someone who's like, okay, but I can feel a little discouraged when I have such a huge goal, because it can be discouraging. If you want to lose, let's say 50 pounds, which can take you months or even maybe a year, it can be discouraging over time where you're like, I'm doing these daily habits, but I feel like I'm not seeing any results. What's the point? I highly recommend you guys to set mini goals within your big goals so that when you achieve these mini goals, it feels satisfying, it feels rewarding, it feels like you're getting somewhere. So the mini goals can be like, okay, I want to lose 5 to 8 pounds every single month. Or it can be, I want to lose 0.5 to 2 pounds every single week. And the second thing you want to do is you want to be taking progress photos and measurements. Because if you're just relying on looking at yourself in the mirror every single day, every single week, I promise you, you're not going to notice the small little differences that are happening over time, which is the progress that you're making. And when you don't notice these differences, it becomes really, really difficult and challenging to continue these daily habits that will get you to the goal that you have. So set mini goals within the bigger goal and take your progress photos and measurements every week or every other week. Now, speaking of goals, this brings us to the second thing you guys want to do, and that is you want to pick one goal. The problem with a lot of you guys is you guys are picking too many goals and trying to achieve them all at the same time. Like you have the girls who want to lose weight and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to lose a lot of weight, but I want my butt to be bigger. Girl. Or then you have the girls on the other end where they're like, I want to get a bigger butt, but I also want to have a really flat stomach. Girl, you guys need to pick one, and once you achieve that one goal, then move on to the next. I know we want it all and we want it quickly and very fast. In this society and day and age, I feel like we want instant results. Like, we don't have much patience. But when it comes to your fitness journey, you guys really have to focus on one thing at a time, because if you're focusing on so many things at once, you're not going to achieve any of the goals. And I really need you guys to understand this. Think of it like you're getting ready to go out for an event, right? You got to do your hair, you got to do your makeup, you got to get dressed. Are you going to do your hair and makeup and get dressed all at the same time? No, because you're not going to look good. You do your makeup first, then you do your hair, and then you put on your outfit. Or you might be someone who does the reverse. You do your hair first, then your makeup, then the outfit. But the point is, you guys do each thing, and once you finish one thing, you move on to the next, and then the next. It's the same thing with your fitness journey. If your goal is to lose weight, but you also want to have a nice butt, lose the weight first, make that your goal, and once you lose the weight that you want to lose, then focus on building your glutes. Because both of those things entail two different programs, two different ways of going about things. So you can't combine the two at the same time. Same thing goes for the girls who want a bigger butt and a flat stomach. You can't do both at the same time. You can shape your glutes, you can make your glutes look more rounder and lifted while getting a flat stomach. But if you want to double the size of your glutes, you want your glutes to be bigger in size, you cannot do both, because one requires a surplus and one requires a deficit. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to sit down and think, okay, what is it that I really want first? And then you set a plan for that thing in terms of the daily habits like we spoke about. And once you achieve that goal, then you can move on to your next goal. And if you guys feel like, okay, but I don't even know how to like plan this out, I don't know how to structure these things, how much exercises I should do, what's the best exercises, what I should eat, like, I hear you, but I don't know where to start. I can help you guys with my one-on-one online coaching. All you got to do is just click the link above in the corner, and you can fill out the form, select your date so that we can talk through the consultation call and you can see if it's a good fit for you. Because I really want you guys to have the best plan for 2026. That way you actually get results. Because it's very discouraging when you're doing the work and you're not getting any results, and it's because the plan that you have is just not a good plan. So no matter how much effort you put into that plan, it's just not going to get you what you're looking for. Now, the third thing you want to do to actually be consistent this year is having a solid foundation with your nutrition. Guys, nutrition is not your enemy. I cannot tell you how many times women have come on my consultation calls and have told me like, oh, I stopped eating breakfast in the morning because I'm trying to lose weight. I cut out carbs because I'm trying to lose weight. I do intermittent fasting because I'm trying to lose weight. These misconceptions and information about food is really the root of what causes a lot of you guys to have a negative relationship with food. And when you have such a negative relationship with food, it is going to be literally your downfall, because nutrition is 80% of your results, regardless of what your goals are. If you're someone who wants to lose weight, you need to make sure that you're eating a caloric deficit, or you're not going to lose any weight. I don't care how many steps you get in a day, how often you're walking, how many workouts you're doing, how much cardio you're doing. If you're not in that deficit, the weight's not going nowhere. And the same thing for my girls who want to build their glutes or want to get stronger, build more muscle. If you are not eating enough food and getting enough protein in every day, no matter what you do at the gym, I don't care if you're hip thrusting 300 pounds, RDLing 200 pounds, squatting 400 pounds, if you're not eating properly, you're not going to see results. And this is why it's so important for you guys to heal that relationship with food if you have a bad relationship. If you think that a certain food group like carbs or fats, or even just a particular food like rice or potatoes or even flour is going to make you fat, I need you guys to understand no single food group, so that means carbs or fats or protein, is going to make you fat, is going to make you gain weight. The only way for you to gain weight is by being in a caloric surplus, which means that you are eating more calories than your body is burning every single day. And I actually go into more details about calories, like what's a calorie deficit, a calorie maintenance, a calorie surplus, who needs to do this, how to go about this in a video all about calories. I'll leave that link down below for you guys if you want a bit more information about that. But I really need you guys to understand that food is literally the foundation. So based off of what your goals is, is, this will determine whether you need to be in a deficit, in a maintenance, or in a surplus. And you just need to make sure that 85% of the time, every single week, you are eating clean, whole foods. You can still have your treats. You can still have, the things that you love, you want to indulge in, sugar, chocolate, especially when it comes to that time of the month as women. When the cravings hit, it's okay to have these things, but it's all in moderation, okay? You don't want to overindulge, because once you start overindulging and you start binging, that is when it gets out of control, and that is when you can now enter into that caloric surplus that puts you way above your maintenance level or way above the goals that you have for yourself when it comes to calories. So really, you guys, make sure that your food intake every single day is perfect for the goals that you have, that you're not overeating and that you're not undereating. Because a lot of you girls, you be undereating and then you're wondering why you can't lose the weight, because you slow down your metabolism too much. So please don't make that mistake. Now, the fourth thing you guys want to do when it comes to being consistent this year, and this is all about your training, more is not better, okay? Less is more when it comes to training. A lot of you guys feel like you need to overdo it so that you can speed up the process to get in the results you want. Oh my gosh, I want to lose a lot of weight, so I'm going to go on the Stairmaster for 45 minutes every single day. I'm going to go on the treadmill and run at a speed of 5-6 for 30 minutes because I want to burn off all these calories. Or on the opposite end of the spectrum, the girls who want a bigger butt, I'm going to train glutes 5 days a week and I'm going to do 5 to 6 exercises every single leg day. That is overkill. You guys are killing yourself and killing your gains. All you really need, regardless of what your goals are, 3 to 4 workouts at the gym, lifting weights every single week. Obviously, based off of what your goals are, your workout split is going to look different. So for the girls who want to build their glutes, I always suggest you guys do 2 to 3 leg days every single week. So if you're someone who does 3 workouts a week, that can be 2 leg days, 1 upper body day. Or if you're someone who trains legs 3 days a week, you can do 3 leg days, 1 upper body day. You guys do not need to train 6, 7, even 5 days a week. As long as you have the right program, you're actually incorporating progressive overload, where you are actually pushing yourself every single week. You're increasing that intensity, whether that means you're upping the weights, you're upping the reps, you're upping the sets, you're slowing down the tempo. You will get results. You will build the muscle that you're looking to build. Imagine you were trying to get to the bottom of a ground, and instead of just focusing on digging one hole until you get to the bottom, you're out here digging 5, 6, 7 holes. You're not going to get to the bottom of the ground because you keep going from one hole to the next hole to the next hole and not giving a hole a chance to get to the bottom. It's the same thing with your workouts. You guys have to stick to the same thing every single week, because consistency with the same exercises, as redundant and boring as it may be, is what is going to get you the results. It's what's going to build your glutes. It's what's going to give you the muscles. It's what's going to give you that curvy look that a lot of you guys want to have when you lose the weight you're looking to lose. So make sure that you guys are not overkilling your body. You're just sticking to 3 to 4 weight training sessions every single week. And when it comes to cardio, the rule of thumb I like to give my clients is 60 minutes of cardio every week. So you can divide that up to 20-minute sessions 3 times a week, or you can do 2 sessions for 30 minutes, or you can do 1 session for 60 minutes every single week, while also getting your steps in. So as I said, 8 to 10K steps every single day. And that's like the perfect formula for any fitness goal you guys have, whether you're trying to lose weight, build muscle, or build your glutes. Now, the 5th and last thing you guys want to do that's going to make you consistent this entire year is not relying on motivation. Guys, motivation is like caffeine. It helps, but then it wears off. It's not something that is going to be consistent and sustainable to rely on. And relying on motivation is literally the reason why so many of you guys fall off midway through the year, because you're all motivated come January. It's a new year. It feels fresh. It's also colder. So you're not really inclined to be outside like that. But then the minute the weather warms up, the minute summer is just around the corner, you're like, oh, I can smell it. You fall off track. You become inconsistent because the vacations are coming in, the brunches, the girls' night, the trips, the this, the that. And then once that all ends and it's like fall time coming around, you're like, oh, let me go back to those goals I had back in January. And this is the problem. You guys cannot rely on motivation. You need to build discipline. And the way that discipline is built is by doing the same thing over and over and over, even when you do not want to do it, because that is the ultimate test. When you want to do it, it's so easy for you to do it. But when you don't want to do it, this is when discipline really comes into play. And the person, let me tell you guys, the person who gets the results is the person who is able to build discipline. The person who cannot build discipline will never get the results. Now, this doesn't mean that because you're not a disciplined person right now, you can't be a disciplined person. The beauty about discipline is that it's a skill. It's not something that you're born with. It's something that you can actually develop and obtain as long as you work towards it. And how you work towards it is by following those daily habits that we spoke about for the first thing. That's why it's number one, because that's the best thing and the most important thing, honestly. But doing these daily habits every single day, every single week, and that over time will allow your discipline to build up, because you're then going to be able to show up kind of like in autopilot for certain things. Because I'm not going to lie, there's some days and some things you're just like, ooh, it's a struggle. And you might, stop doing it for a couple of days, but your discipline is going to bounce back because you've built it over months to like, all right, I got to keep going. So try, you guys, to just stick to the plan no matter how you feel. I think it's Layla Hormozi. Yeah, she says that F your mood and follow the plan. And if your plan is something that is very sustainable, you're not doing anything crazy. And that's why I said less is more. It's going to make it a lot easier for you guys to stick with it. Because one problem that a lot of you guys have, especially at the beginning of the year, because you guys want these quick, fast results, is you set yourself up by giving yourself so many things to do in one day, in 1 week, and becomes overwhelming. And it's also just not sustainable over a period of time. After a couple of weeks, you're going to get burnt out and you're going to get tired of doing 1,001 things, especially for the girls who's like, I love a morning routine where I have 10 things to check off. I'm not trying to come for you, but that just might be overkill. You don't need to do 10 things for a morning routine. You know what I mean? Like, if you do and it works for you, cool. But for a lot of us, you just need to wake up on time, brush your teeth, wash your face, drink water, eat breakfast, change your clothes, and leave. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to journal and do all these things if it's just not for you. So just simplify things as much as possible. And this will make it so much more easier for you guys to build discipline. And over time, you're going to notice that the discipline is paying off, and it's just going to make you want to keep going even more, and then you're going to be able to achieve that ultimate goal. So I hope you guys found this super, super helpful. I promise you, if you follow all of these 5 things, you are going to be able to stay consistent this entire year. It really is simple. I gave you the step by step plan. And unfortunately, the truth is a lot of you guys will watch this and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so motivated. And then come April, you'll fall off track. So what I suggest you guys do, set an alarm in your phone right now, okay? April 1st, check in with yourself and see how far are you with what you said you were going to do back in January. And then set another timer in your phone at the end of summer, September 1st, and see, okay, was I able to stay on track? And then another timer at the end of the year and be like, okay, where am I 12 months later? Now, if you're someone who's like, girl, that's too many time in between for me to like fall off track, then do even smaller check-ins. Do every month, the 1st and then the 31st or 30th. And if you want even more check-ins, you can do beginning of the month and halfway through the month to really make sure that you do not fall off track, because these check-ins are going to be crucial, you guys, if you're someone that every single year you find yourself not being consistent. So yeah, that's all my tips for you guys. I hope you guys found this super helpful. If you did, let me know which one down below was like, all right, I got it, like clocked it, I'm gonna apply that. Or if you have any questions on anything that I mentioned, you're like, that's not clear, can you clarify it a little bit more for me? I got you guys in the comments below. Make sure you guys are also subscribed so you can get more information from me about your fitness journey, and also just be a little bit nosy about what I got going on in my life, because I like to think my life is somewhat interesting. But yeah, I appreciate you guys nonetheless for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And good luck on your journey, okay, girl? You got this. Just be consistent and follow everything I said. Okay? Bye.